Throughout my life, I've played several different types of video games. I've played Call of Duties, I've played Battlefields, I've played Grand Theft Autos. But there's one series of video games that I've never really played, and that was Metal Gear Solid. 2 months ago, I bought Metal Gear Rising, and when I say I have not had that much fun with a video game in a long time, or ever, I would not be lying to you. Metal Gear Rising is such a great game, and today we're going to be reviewing it. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about are all the characters that are in this game. Throughout the game, you play as Raiden, or as he's known to many others in the game, Jack the Ripper. Raiden is a Liberian cyborg who can kick ass like it's nobody's business. Throughout the game, Raiden has this moral that he needs to protect the weak and just be there for those who can't protect themselves. And about halfway through the game, you kind of see that get flipped on its head, and he realizes he can't protect everyone, and also notices that deep down in his soul, he still likes to kill just to kill. Because that's how he was raised, you know? He had to fight for himself on the streets, and whatever Liberia throws at you. I don't know, I live in Detroit. But, Ryan's just a cool character. Like I said, he's just a badass, you know? Any cyborg that uses a katana, that's just a recipe for, like, coolness. But I mean, there's still also great characters in the game. Like, I haven't talked about the villains. Like, you got people like Mistral and Monsoon and Jetstream Sam, who, God, that boss fight was great. And then you have the main guy, Senator Armstrong. And all these characters are great in their own way. Like, every boss in this game is enjoyable. And, you know, each voice actor brings charm to each character, you know. And especially, like, with Senator Armstrong, you know, what he says can really stick with you, especially with war being an industry. You know, I don't want to get, like, too sentimental, but, you know, he makes some good points politically. I know that sounds quite based, but whatever. And, you know, there's great support characters like Boris and Courtney and Doc. Like, you know, they also bring this game together. And, you know, I mean, especially Doc, he has a lot of funny lines, and he looks funny. Anyways, another great thing about this game is its combat loop. Now, I've played a lot of games in my time, you know, I'm quite a veteran myself, but Metal Gear Rising is the first game where pairing was, like, essential. Because there's no blocking, it's all pairing. And the only game that's kind of like that I can think of is Sekiro. And even then, like, I've played a little bit of it. I haven't finished it, obviously. But Metal Gear Rising was the first time I was like, wow, this is essential. But that's not a bad thing. Like, you know, you can parry and then immediately attack, which is great. Especially on the Monsoon boss fight. That's when I realized, oh shit, I need to know this. But obviously, there's a lot of, like, ninja-esque things in this game. Like, one of the unique weapons is literally a sai. You can ninja run, which will help you get over obstacles and just deflect bullets. And just a lot of the attacks you can upgrade the katana with are just different types of slashes, and you can really just use your cyborgish, like, enhancements there, which is cool. And there's just a lot of things you can do with combat in the game, which is just unique. Now, one thing that I think the story does great more than any game I've played is its storytelling. The story, like, does not drag. Like, you know, every level you play, which there's like 7 chapters. Well, 8, technically, because you start at 0. But there's 7 chapters, basically. And, you know, like, there's never a dull moment in the story. Like, I really enjoyed every little bit of it, especially, like, even the prologue, really. Where, you know, Raiden gets his shit rocked and then becomes cool cyborg now. Like, you know, especially like fighting all the bosses and stuff, each design of the game is great, the story is great. Um, like I said, one of the things that I've learned from the story is, like, you know, Raiden's basically a rogue, where all these people want to make war an industry and make profit off of war. And even his friends don't think they can do anything to stop it, so he just goes in it by himself and disbands himself from his friends and whatnot. Which, I mean, I guess that's just showing that he wants to get shit done, which is also creative, and you see that a lot throughout the game. He kind of works alone. But I mean, I don't want to give too much of the story away because, you know, even though this game came out in like 2014, 2013, and I could just spoil it now, I'm not. Because it's just a fun game to play, and I want my subscribers to be able to play it for themselves. So that being said, Metal Gear Rising, great game. Play it now. Great music in the game, great story, great characters, great weapons, fun, a lot of fun. But with that being said, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go rob a liquor store.
Yeah.